Listen, I can't tell you how excited I am to have our guest today. He's my good friend, Wesley Perine, and he actually was one of the facilitators of our summit last year, and he taught on corporate leadership. But I'm not going to steal his thunder. What I'm going to do is I want him to actually introduce himself to you and let you know what he's capable of doing. Wesley?
Oh man, it is such an honor and a privilege to be with you once again, Sakani, on this new platform. And I just love the amazing work that you're doing in providing resources, tips, and tricks, and so many nuggets to so many amazing people. And I was just really honored when you asked me to be a part of this. But like Sakani said, man, I am his friend, his brother, Wesley Perine, youth pastor of Impact Church, also the owner and CEO of Next Level Training LLC, where if your training is not impactful, exciting, or engaging, you need to give us a call so we can help you also go to the next level.
That is it. That is it. And you know, we're all about next level here. So man, listen. I want to jump right into this because I know you have a ton of, you don't have nuggets, you have boulders. That's one thing I love about you. You don't just drop nuggets, you drop boulders. So man, listen, I want to ask you this question. When it comes to you developing yourself as a person, what are some of the things you've done, some of the tips or tricks that you've learned to become a better version of who you are?
Man, that's for me personally, it's all been about trying to just sharpen my craft and being a master of my craft as a trainer, as a corporate trainer, sales trainer, facilitator. It's important that I knew that I wanted to see the best. I wanted to be around the best. So some of the things that I did is, summits and seminars, such as things that you have of, I exposed my things to those, making sure that I was signing up for those, making sure I was signing up for webinars, making sure I was doing different books. Sometimes there is that saying that says, that like leaders are readers. I mean, I agree with that to a certain extent, because for me, I'm a kinesthetic learner. So that means I'm hands-on. I want to be a part of it. So I enjoy conferences. I enjoy being able to have Q&A panels and go and ask people questions. So one of the biggest things that I did for me, in order for me to become a great trainer, I wanted to be around great trainers. So I went and got master trainer certified. I went and, paid for those certifications, went and got the education. I went and put in the hours. I did the training at call centers. I did the training at churches. I did the training in the service industry, in the restaurant industry, just anywhere that anybody would let me train. I wanted to train in order, whether it was in the country, out of the country. I wanted to try to stretch myself as much as I could to become the facilitator that I am today.
Right. Well, it sounds to me like what you're saying is that in order for you to be a better version of yourself, you have to make an investment.
Absolutely. That's the best investment that you can make, is in yourself.
Exactly. You will never go broke investing in yourself.
Absolutely not. Completely agree.
Somebody asked me one time, said, Sakoni, what would you tell your younger self? And my answer has always been the same, especially since I've learned this. I would tell my younger self to start early, to start investing in myself early. See, so many of us, we spend so much time trying to, I guess, find our way. And I understand that, that is a part of life. But when you have other people that are willing to spend more money on you than you, that says a lot. So I've learned to invest in myself. And in that investment, there's definitely a huge return.
Absolutely, Sakoni. And oftentimes some people think that when you say invest in yourself, that you're just talking about money.
Right.
You have to invest into friendships, invest into, asking more questions, invest into spending more time. These are things that don't necessarily cost money, but it may cost some time. It may cost some conversation. It may cost some sweat, right. So don't think that that the word investment means finance or means dollar. No, it means to pour into. So right. If you are that primary investment, so you want to try to pour into yourself any way that you can.
That's true. That is so true. Well, so from understanding that you need to invest in yourself, and you've actually done a whole lot of things to pour into you, to actually help you be a better version of yourself. What are some of the ways or some of the things that you take from that personal aspect of investing in yourself? How do you communicate, or how does that translate into you helping either to lead others or just lead yourself?
For me, me personally, I feel that if I'm trying to create a better me, that God has purposed me to do that to help somebody else. It's that old song, say if I help somebody along the way, then my living is not in vain.
That's
Right.
it.
So, and in order for me to be able to do that, I know that I have to first be in a position and then recognize the position that I'm in, and then understand that I'm in that position to serve. So it's hard to create other leaders or lead anybody if you don't have that servant's heart, right? Because if you think just because I know more, I got more, and now it's about me, then you already set up to fail. But it's I know more, I got more, so it's about him so that I can serve them. Right.
Exactly.
So being able to really tap into that space. And so for me, I always try to tell people it's really about understanding who you are. Who you are, what your purpose is. I was told a story one time that there was a conversation in the clouds between two raindrops. One raindrop looked at the other raindrop and said, when it's time for you to fall, where do you want to land? And one raindrop said, I want to land on a mountaintop. And the other one said, well, I want to land on a rose petal. And when it came time for the raindrops to fall, one of them did land on the mountaintop, but the other one missed the rose petal and found himself in the gutter. And now that he was in the gutter, he encountered grit and grime. And grit and grime looked at the raindrop and said, now that you're in the gutter, you either have to be grit or you have to be grime. The raindrop looked at them and said, well, no, I'm a raindrop. And they said, well, no, we understand, but you either have to be grit or you have to be grime because you're in the gutter now. And the raindrop said, well, there's something that you don't know about me. Right now it's raining and the clouds are formed, but soon the clouds are going to pass away. The sun is going to come back out, and I'm going to go through a process called evaporation where I have another chance of hitting my rose petal. And I tell people it's not just knowing who you are, but it's remembering who you are in whatever situation that you find yourself in. So remembering that you are a person that has been built to serve, called to serve, designed to serve, regardless if you're a CEO, you're still a servant. If you're a CFO, you're still a servant. If you're an entrepreneur, you're still a servant. So you're in that position to serve others. And when we really tap into that, it'll help us grow our business, grow our families, grow our relationships, and it'll put us in a better place as a society.
Yeah, that is so, so true. And I love that story, man. Because not knowing who you are, I think is one of the biggest hangups that most people have. I live by the mantra, to whom much is given, much is required. But see, I think the thing is that a lot of people really don't know what they've been given. They haven't taken the time to do an inventory of what God has invested in them. And then they don't see the responsibility that comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember as a child growing up, one of the things that I really learned about, really life came from a Saturday morning cartoon. And it was Spider-Man. And Uncle Ben told him, he said, look, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yes, sir.
And that was just a paraphrase of that scripture, to whom much is given, much is required. And so what I've learned is that, people really don't take the time to understand what they've been given. Yeah. And because of that, they live beneath their privilege. They don't really understand the responsibility that comes with their gifts, their talents, and their abilities. And see, when I actually found mine, I knew for a fact I can't be quiet. Les Brown said that, the greatest fear in the world is public speaking. And I tell people time and time again, I'm afraid not to.
Wow, yeah.
Not because I'm trying to make a name for myself, not because I'm trying to achieve a certain level of celebrity, but I understand that the fruit isn't for the tree. And that's what Dr. Miles Monroe said, that the fruit isn't for the tree. And so for me to take what God has given me and to sit in a corner and not do anything with it, I'm obligated to share the gift that God has placed in me. And in doing so, little did I know that I became a leader when I owned up to what I understood God had for me. And so even with what you're sharing, even with the fact responsibility that, we have of knowing who we are, no matter where we are, whether we're on the mountaintop or whether we're in the gutter. If we know who we are, we're not going to let our circumstances change or dictate how we act or respond.
Right.
And so I spend my life trying to encourage people to understand who they are, because it's actually in that understanding that they develop the character and the boldness to walk in their calling. And so, man, listen, I want to thank you. I know that there's somebody out there listening right now that really wants to say, how can I get in contact with Wesley? How can I find out more about him? How can I connect with them? Tell people how they can reach out to you.
Absolutely, guys. You can find me. That is Wesley Perine, WesleyPerine. You can email me at WPerine, WPerine1906 @gmail. You can go to my website, nextleveltraining.com. I'm on all social media platforms under that, WPerine1906, and you can locate me there. Also on YouTube to be able to locate training videos and see some of the amazing things that I've done. And just once again, like always, Ciccone, I definitely want to say thank you, brother, for the work that you're doing and for your commitment to excellence, for your commitment to change, and for your commitment to growth, to be able to help our people get to the next level. Bless you, my brother.
Well, thank you, man. I do appreciate that. And if I can say anything else about Wesley Perine is, he is a man of integrity. He's a man that has a genuine heart, and I am so appreciative that he agreed, in fact, to be on this particular broadcast. So with that being said, we're going to take a quick break, and we have some more information for you, so we'll check you out in a minute.
The wait is finally over for Ciccone's most anticipated book of the year, Leadership That Lasts. Passing on 10 solid principles to ensure an enduring legacy. Powerful, effective, impactful, helpful, dynamic, phenomenal, transformative, life-changing. Available now in Amazon. Order yours today.